In the past 2 years, 22-year-old Fernando Vargas has risen to the top of the boxing world.
17 knockouts in a row for ferocious Fernando Vargas.
And over the last 24 months, Felix Trinidad has conquered 3 Olympic gold medalists. Now the two meet on a collision course for the championship. Fernando Vargas, the fierce battler, has taken all oncomers. Can he impose his will on one of the best? Felix Trinidad must slow down the aggressive and courageous Vargas and land his signature right hand that has won him battle after battle. It's 2 men at the peak of their game. Both undefeated champions, one blossoming into a superstar, one trying to cement his legend, and neither is planning on giving an inch. It's already being called the matchup of the year, the fight that everyone has been waiting for, the inevitable clash between 2 of boxing's best, 2 undefeateds, ferocious Fernando Vargas, the junior middleweight champion of the world, who never ducks a challenge and never takes a step back, versus the Puerto Rican idol, Felix Tito Trinidad, the 3-time champion who defeated Oscar De La Hoya and 2 other Olympic gold medalists. This is a battle reminiscent of years gone by. Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran, Leonard and Tommy Hearns. No doubt a turf war for supremacy and bragging rights.
Fernando Vargas.
22-year-old junior middleweight champion Fernando Vargas grew up on the streets of Oxnard, California. His tough neighborhood had an impact on him from an early age.
I was always in trouble for fighting. It didn't matter. I loved to fight. Big kids, small kids. It didn't matter. Everybody knew that I was always a troublemaker. I mean, if you walk into the classroom, you already had my name on the board. The principal had a readout button that had my house phone number that just said, pick him up, that's it. One day I was flipping through the channels, one day that I was suspended from school. I was 10 years of age, and I see kids with boxing gloves, and I'm like saying to myself, what is this? You know, man, they're giving out trophies too? And I said, man, I want to fight all those guys. I'll fight them all, I don't matter, and then give me trophies, you're killing me. Where is this gym? And I said to myself, I'm gonna go there. I found out where they were talking about La Colonia Boxing Gym, and it was like 3 miles from my house.
That gym became his home away from home. And it didn't take long before he caught the eye of the most important man there.
He came every day, and I noticed he never quit. He always wanted to do more, so that left a big impression on me.
He put me in the ring one time, you know, he put me in the ring without me knowing nothing, you know, knowing that I came every day, you know, just put me in the ring with another fighter, and I guess he saw that I didn't have any fear. I didn't have any fear, and I didn't care about getting hit, or I mean, I was going after trying to kill this guy, and that's when he started training me.
I knew it right then. I saw something in him, and I said, this kid has a great future.
Vargas pounds away, and a defenseless Machinsky on the ropes.
Just months removed from the Olympics, Vargas turned pro.
Stops the fight.
The future superstar became a knockout artist, all the while facing bigger and more experienced opponents.
I just felt that I could be as good or even better than they were. It didn't matter if I was younger. You know, I always had that mentality.
Well, he's got a fire in him that he brings into the ring that I think comes from street, from the street mentality of being a fighter. And then you hone those skills in the gym, but you still have that fire inside of you, and you bring that into the ring, and it makes you a different kind of a fighter. You know, he loves to come in and bang. He loves to be in front of his opponents and taking charge.
On my 14th fight, I got a chance to fight for the world title. I mean, I was ranked #1 in the IBF, and going against Yori Boy Campas, a fighter that nobody and their mother gave me a chance to win.
Oh, perfect right cross for Vargas.
You know, I was just cutting him down like a surgeon and using my intelligence to outwit him.
Uppercut by Vargas. Left hand uppercut landed. That's it. Campos has had enough. Fernando Vargas, at 21 years old, is a world champ.
So on December 12th, 1998, I became the youngest to hold the junior middleweight crown in pro history.
Fernando Vargas.
After Yorba Campos, we go on to Icorte. Here we go again. Icorte, a fighter that everybody says, well, they can't go against the bazooka. You know, the bazooka is no joke. Well, the ferocious one's no joke either. On the ropes, you saw me pivot both ways and land shots that I guess other fighters could not land on him.
Fernando Vargas believes he has Corte ready to go.
I beat Icorte at every game I beat fighters at.
While Fernando's 12-round decision over Ike Corte was excellent preparation for the challenge ahead, the question remains, is this 22-year-old in just his fourth year as a pro ready for the ring-savvy veteran Felix Trinidad?
I think that he's tailor-made for me. I know that everybody says, well, man, the experience Felix Trinidad doesn't scare me. I guarantee you that Felix Trinidad is not stronger than me at 154 pounds, that's a fact. There ain't no Felix Trinidad gonna move up and manhandle me. I know on December 2nd, I will be the winner, and that's what I honestly feel. So Felix Trinidad better not even slip, because if he slips, I swear it's gonna be over right there, because I'm gonna jump on him.
If Fernando Vargas is to win in this fight, he will become pretty much like a god in the eyes of the Mexican fans.
On December 2nd is gonna be, once again, Mexican Independence Day. My fans, when I come out, they go crazy. And I think they feel the intensity that I feel when I'm stepping into the ring. I feel that when I'm stepping into the ring, I'm bringing them with me. I wanna see nothing but Mexican flags flying all over, you know, all over the place.
Fernando Vargas knows that this fight could very well be the defining moment of his career.
I just don't want to wake up out of this dream. You know, I'm 22 years of age and I'm pretty much on top of the world, and after this fight, I will be on top. I'm a street kid that just made it and just wanted to win trophies, and then you wanna put me on TV and pay me money to beat up on guys. You're killing me. So that's pretty much how it all ended up for me, and it worked out for me.
They tower over their rivals, two unstoppable powers, two forces of nature. Felix Tito Trinidad and ferocious Fernando Vargas. Trinidad strikes like lightning and hits like a hurricane. Vargas has a knockout punch that rocks like an earthquake. They're two unbeaten champions on a collision course, risking it all in the fight of the year. Trinidad versus Vargas, Forces of Destruction, Saturday, December 2nd, live on pay-per-view. It's the one you waited for, the fight of the year, Trinidad versus Vargas. Contact your pay-per-view provider to order. When forces this powerful collide, who knows what will happen?
The right eye is swollen, completely shut, totally grotesque. Not sure how long the doctor will let Tiam continue. Particularly since he can't see Felix's left hand coming. Tiam can't have any more. Tiam asked the referee to stop the fight. His right eye simply too bad for him to continue.
Welcome back. Let's turn our attention to Felix Trinidad, the greatest fighter in the history of Puerto Rico, conqueror of Oscar de la Hoya, David Reed, and all others who have challenged him. Already being called the best pound for pound in boxing. Can he do to Vargas what he has done to everyone he has faced? Felix Trinidad turned pro when he was just 17 years old. Over the next 4 years, he accumulated 19 victories, 16 by knockout. And in June 1993, he took the welterweight title from Maurice Blocker. Over the next year and a half, he whipped fellow Puerto Rican Hector Camacho and Yuri Boyd Campos. Despite his impressive record and seemingly being on top, the mega fight eluded him for the next 5 years.
At that time, I had some problems with my promoter, and I wasn't able to get the fights that I wanted. That stalled my career for some time.
Then in 1999, Felix finally got the opponent he had been waiting for. The 1984 Olympic gold medalist and former welterweight champion Pernell Whitaker.
This guy can hit. Down goes Whitaker on a straight right hand.
For Whitaker, I really wanted to win. I am intelligent. I use my right hand a lot because I know that hand reaches a lefty boxer a lot. And it was going to reach Whitaker.
Trinidad going all right hands now. 4 more straight right hands and he might knock the man out. A rousing performance by the Puerto Rican star.
With Whitaker, I was so determined to win. It was that fight that gave me the recognition I needed.
With one mega fight under his belt, just 6 months later, Trinidad stepped into the ring against another welterweight title holder, Oscar De La Hoya.
The most anticipated non-heavyweight showdown of this decade.
And in the early rounds, Felix appeared outclassed.
Felix Trinidad is going to have to do something dramatic and do it soon to turn this around.
I didn't foresee the style that Oscar was going to bring. I kept looking and looking for him, constantly throwing punches at both sides, because he was constantly moving side to side, and I threw punches side to side and did everything I had to do to win. And I hit him very hard.
Following his big margin in the early rounds of the fight seems to be evaporating now.
When Trinidad returned to Puerto Rico, he received a hero's welcome.
That signifies the affections that Puerto Ricans have for me, who welcomed me that day. It's for all I have done and the type of person I am and how I represent Puerto Rico. Tito is classified higher than any other Puerto Rican fighter. He's considered the best fighter in Puerto Rican boxing history.
Depending how many times he defends this title, he could end up being one of the top 3 Latino fighters in history.
The responsibility of being a folk hero has heightened his determination and resolve. In March, Trinidad moved up to the junior middleweight division to fight another Olympic gold medalist, David Reed.
I had to be a little bit careful with David Reed. He's a strong fighter. He knocked me down, but later he paid dearly. My corner told me to fight him close, real close. We knew it was to Tito's advantage to box him inside, real close, and it worked. Little by little, I adjusted myself until I was able to win the fight toward the end.
Felix Trinidad gets knocked down. Felix Trinidad gets up, and he usually wins. He always wins.
I think at 154 pounds, he is the best fighter in the world, pound for pound. He is awesome. Look what he did to David Reed. I think he thrives on the fact that he is beating Olympic gold medalists. Every time he beats one, he holds up one finger or 2 fingers or 3 fingers. You know, this is 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys.
3 gold medals! 3 gold medals!
I think it just gives him that confidence, that edge of knowing that he's been able to handle these guys, and he's got another Olympian in front of him.
Even though Vargas didn't win a medal, you can better believe that if he does beat Vargas, that he's going to be bragging about he beat another U.S. Olympian.
I'm going to keep showing that I am the best junior middleweight, the best pound for pound, and I want the world to understand that. I've beaten all the fighters that they've placed in front of me. I've beaten all of them, no doubt. And on December 2nd, I'm going to beat Fernando Vargas, because for me, it will mean another victory and a new title.
Felix Trinidad is no longer the little-known fighter from Puerto Rico on the outside looking in. Now he is perhaps the biggest star in boxing, and he stands on the verge of greatness.
There it is. Puts a left-right combination together just the way you're supposed to. And Thompson goes in. Absolutely right. That's boxing. That was a combination. And Thompson grabs and holds as Vargas does damage along the ropes. Second knockdown comes just as the round comes to a close.
Welcome back. Now let's focus on strategy. Can Trinidad stop the onrushing Vargas and his incoming firepower? Can Vargas's aggressiveness overcome Trinidad's experience? Will Trinidad be able to unleash the right hand, the one that has won him battle after battle? Or will his well-documented inability to get off quickly give Vargas the opening he needs to carry the fight? More than anything, this is a battle of style, a veteran's experience versus a youthful determination. How can each exert his will on the opponent and carry out his strategy? Let's turn now to one of the all-time greats, Sugar Ray Leonard, and his take on this battle of wills.
The boxing world knows fully well that Felix Trinidad starts off very, very slow. And Fernando Vargas can take advantage of this opportunity, but he must be extremely careful because Felix Trinidad packs a hell of a punch in either hand.
He's never faced a fighter with Trinidad's punching power before.
So the key here is for Fernando Vargas to use his left jab and not rush into anything.
And Vargas is not using his jab to set up his other artillery. He's trying to just land big left hooks.
Don't get carried away. Don't get careless. When you talk about experience in the fight, naturally, Felix Trinidad comes away as a winner. But the key here is the fact that there's natural raw talent with Fernando Vargas. He proved that against Ike Corte, being able to adapt to different styles or strategies. I give Fernando Vargas the edge because he was able to adapt to Ike Corte's style. He's able to box, he's able to punch, he was able to utilize the ring with lateral movement, he was able to stay in the center ring and exchange blow for blow. Whereas Felix Trinidad will have problems trying to change his one-dimensional style. To answer the question, what would happen if both fighters decide to exchange punch for punch in the middle of the ring or either in the corner, I give the edge to Felix Trinidad because he's a very devastating puncher. His punches are compact. He gets inside, throws tremendous body shots. He has the power there. He has the edge there. A point that I want to bring out about Fernando Vargas is the fact that he possessed something that very few fighters possess, and that is he's not afraid of Felix Trinidad.
Fernando wants to finish right now. Thompson wants to hold on. Joe Cortez watching closely, and this is going to be it. Fernando Vargas with another fiery ring statement.
He's one of the few guys who I think has the opportunity and has the potential and talent to finish him off. The keys to victory for both fighters, Fernando Vargas, he must stay a boxer and remain a boxer. Don't get into an exchange of punch for punch or in the corner because what happens, he levels the playing field out with Felix Trinidad. For Felix Trinidad, the name of the game for him is to use that left jab to try to get Fernando Vargas into an exchange of punch for punch, get him in close to deliver the body shots, the right hand, and everything else will follow. If both fighters are able to pull off their strategies, their tactics, we will see an exciting, a very physical fight and going down the stretch. But again, I must say, I don't particularly see this fight going the distance because both men possess enormous power in either hands. It's a good fight.
They tower over their rivals. Two unstoppable powers, two forces of nature. Felix Tito Trinidad and ferocious Fernando Vargas. Trinidad strikes like lightning and hits like a hurricane. Vargas has a knockout punch that rocks like an earthquake. They're two unbeaten champions on a collision course, risking it all in the fight of the year. Trinidad versus Vargas, Forces of Destruction, Saturday, December 2nd, live on pay-per-view. It's the one you waited for, the fight of the year, Trinidad versus Vargas. Contact your pay-per-view provider to order. When forces this powerful collide, who knows what will happen?
This is the fight everyone has been waiting for. One that has captured the imagination of boxers, commentators, sports fans, and of course celebrities. Trinidad Vargas, the fight of the year, and perhaps the fight for many years to come.
This is a type of fight that we don't get too often in boxing anymore.
I think the fans know this is the fight. I believe it's going to end in a knockout.
Just the fact that they're fighting each other says a lot for both guys.
They want to match themselves against the very best that's out there, so they push their managers and they push their promoters.
These are fighters, these are warriors. They're in the ring to gain glory, fame, acclaim, and affluence. There is no compromise.
These are both very courageous guys. I don't know if there's anybody more courageous than Fernando, but I don't know if there's anybody more courageous than Felix either. They are both brimming with confidence.
It's a great matchup because they're both in their prime.
They love what they do, and if you're a boxing fan, this is the kind of fight that you want to see, where you're going to have guys throwing punches at each other. You're going to have some knockdowns.
You have two undefeated guys, and more important than anything else, both of these guys are warriors. Neither one is going to give an inch.
I expect to see an explosion right there in the ring.
If they want to see a war, if they want to see total destruction, if they want to see two great fighters, two talented fighters, two fighters that are coming in to fight to the finish, that's why they need to see it.
What you have is this generation's, Hagler and Hearn, so you're going to have that kind of excitement generated by this fight.
I get the chills even when I think of the fight.
It's the first fight in many decades where you have a 100% unanimous press in concert saying the greatest fight of the year, possibly the greatest fight of the decade, but you have no dissenters. Everyone is on board with positive comments about this great fight.
Tito Trinidad happens to be a personal friend of mine for many years now, and I'll probably root for Tito.
Fernando, yeah, because Trinidad, nothing, I'm not discriminating in any way. He's Puerto Rican. I gotta go with the Mexican always. My family's from Mexico, so gotta stay with the Mexican.
I'm gonna have to go with Vargas.
Why?
I really don't have a reason why. I hope Trinidad hears it and gets mad.
I think if Fernando jumps on Felix quick, then he might get him. But if he doesn't, then I think Felix will take him out.
Fernando Vargas. There you go. Oh, I'm definitely going to go with Felix Trinidad. I'm a huge Trinidad fan. I think he's done a great job.
It's going to be explosive. I think Felix is normally slow, but I think in this particular fight, I don't think that Vargas is going to let him come out slow.
This is going to be a real fight. If you speak Espanol, muy grande la pelea. It's going to be excitamente.
The strategy that Fernando Vargas needs to employ when he meets Felix Trinidad, he's going to have to be a boxer. He's going to have to use his lateral skills, use the good hand speed, good combinations. Whenever he sees that Felix Trinidad gets in close and he's getting ready to set up to throw his body shots, Fernando's going to have to step back and throw a good 1-2 combination to get Felix Trinidad off his game plan. But we all saw that Fernando Vargas was able to adjust as the fight goes on. Fernando showed very good skills in adjusting when he fought Ike. He became a boxer when he had to, and he became a puncher when he was inside close. So he has the ability to be able to fight either style. So Fernando Vargas is going to have to prove to the people that he can adjust to the power punching of Felix Trinidad.
right hands now. 4 more straight right hands, and he might knock the man out.
Felix Trinidad, to me, is a one-dimensional fighter. He goes straight ahead, he's looking for the knockout, and he's unable to adjust like Fernando Vargas has. If the fight comes down to who has to change their game plan, the stronger man will have to go to Fernando Vargas. Courage-wise, we all know that Fernando has a lot of courage.
It's a street fight in the Mandalay Bay, and it's the fight of the year so far.
One thing we don't know nothing about so far that hasn't been tested has been his chin. And I'm pretty sure Felix Trinidad is going to put that up to the test. We're going to see how well Fernando can take a punch. If the fight starts off as a war where neither one of the two is going to take a step back, I believe that Felix Trinidad has the power to knock out Fernando Vargas. If I'm Fernando Vargas' trainer, I would have him go out there and box, use his lateral movements, use his hand speed, and make Felix Trinidad fall into the game plan that Fernando's going to put in play. The key for winning for Fernando Vargas would have to be him being a smart fighter, using his lateral movements, and get Felix Trinidad frustrated. The advantage that a boxer has against a puncher is, a puncher, he has to sit his feet down in order for him to get all the leverage on his punches. Whereas, if the boxer is moving, then the puncher cannot go out there and plant his foot, since he's going to have a lot of movement going around. So that's the main key for a boxer to beat a puncher, to get the puncher frustrated, because most of them do not know how to cut the ring, and the boxer is being able to utilize the whole ring. People don't realize that the more you make a fighter think, the more energy is being taken away from him, the more stamina is being taken away from him, and the more frustration is falling into play in favor of the boxer. When both fighters meet in the middle of the ring, we're going to have a power puncher and a heart of an Aztec. Both fighters are going to clash. They're going to come out here and show their manhood to see which one of the two fighters is king of the ring that night.
Trinidad Vargas, Vargas Trinidad. 2 great fighters, 1 great fight. If you're going to watch one fight this year, make sure it's this one. It's the fight of the year for boxing supremacy.
I know on December 2nd I will be the winner, and that's what I honestly feel. Felix Trinidad better not even slip, because if he slips, I swear it's going to be over right there, because I'm going to jump on him.
I'm going to keep showing that I am the best junior middleweight, the best pound for pound, and I want the world to understand that.
Trinidad versus Vargas, Forces of Destruction, live on pay-per-view. Contact your local pay-per-view provider.
Just spit it right in there, don't worry about it. Drop your hands, be sharp, change your angle. Give him that, hey, hey, come on. And snap your punch.
So you saw the